All right, we're going to get rolling here in just a second. Just kind of going over some of the things here for another edition of Heroes and Zeros. All right. Heroes and Zeros, here we come. So we kind of knew that the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Philadelphia Eagles, it was going to be a good preseason game, but I didn't know it was going to be this good. It was absolutely fantastic. I thought a lot of there was definitely a lot of back and forth. Obviously, the Eagles jumped out on top, and it was early, and it was a lot of fun for me at least. So, but we're going to get into our heroes and zeros from the Eagles versus the Steelers preseason game. But before we do, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome, and we love every single one of you. Now, I do think that the part of the preseason is just getting a general feel for teams here, and just being able to evaluate everything. I think that's a big thing for the NFL coaches here, and I'm personally very excited to see what a lot of these teams learn about their respective players. So let's start with the heroes for both the Eagles and the Pittsburgh Steelers. For me, a hero right away that stood up for me for the Pittsburgh Steelers was Dwayne Haskins. I felt like he got a lot of hate in Washington and I get why, but at the same time, there is no denying this man's talent. I think he can not only rejuvenate his career in Pittsburgh, but I think he can be a very talented player moving forward. And I think he could be, when it's all said and done, he's got the talent to be a great quarterback. He really does. And it showed up again against it showed up against the Eagles, Haskins finished 16-22 for 161 yards and a touchdown. The Steelers also have Mason Rudolph vying for that number 2 spot. And, I got to be honest. I got to be 100% honest here. If I had to choose today, I think I would go Dwayne Haskins. Nothing against Mason Rudolph, who, by the way, went 8 for 9 for 77 yards, and played a very efficient game. I just feel like Dwayne Haskins is clearly the better option here, because in terms of upside, in terms of what he could be, I think he is absolutely a player to watch in the future. Another play that I found out that I really enjoyed was Tony Brooks-James. Busted off a couple of nice runs, but really the running back to me that really stood out was Jalen Samuels, who made a couple of nice runs. Also plunged in from a couple yards out, I think. I can't quite remember how it was, but scored a touchdown, finished the night with 10 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Overall, this offensive line and this team for the Pittsburgh Steelers was really able to run the football, and it was really something to see. I was really excited about it because they are a team that last year just couldn't run the football, and I think that's very intriguing, and it's very it's going to dictate a large part of their success. Najee Harris only got a couple of carries, but they were effective, and he was very effective. So I'm really excited to see how that plays out in the end there. But yes, I really liked how Jalen Samuels, played. Thought he really separated himself as well. For me, another player that just continues to make plays was Anthony Johnson. Caught a touchdown, I believe it was over 20 yards from Dwayne Haskins. And really, if you watch this, he was kind of what it was. Goes all Dwayne Haskins had to do was basically roll right. But by the way, that was actually an excellent job by Haskins, because he was able to not only get or draw a defender offsides and throw a touchdown, but he was able to take advantage of that. We've seen some great quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers be able to do that, and it's absolutely awesome. So I personally love it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun watching him in the NFL. But at the end of the day, that was just a great play. It was a great play by both. Also, Juju got a couple of catches in there and made some plays as well. But also Lafayette Pitts and Justin Lane, couple of picks on the defensive side of the football for the Steelers. Another good day there. Also, Jameer Jones coming out there and getting a sack. You got to love it. Quincy Roche, again, defensive guy that I have absolutely loved from the very beginning. Quincy Roche coming out of Miami. Maybe was a little bit underrated because he was, let's be real. Jalen Phillips was an animal last year, but we got to be honest. He absolutely played like there was no tomorrow. Roche did, that is. Had a sack in the first game, half a sack here. Putting constant pressure on the quarterback. And if you're going to be on the Steelers, if you're going to be a part of that defense, you need to be able to get constant pressure on the quarterback, and that's exactly what Roche is doing. And I expect him to make a big push for the roster here, and potentially play some significant snaps for the Steelers. But yeah, there was as far as what I was expecting more. I'm a little bit disappointed with Joshua Dobbs. Now he didn't play awful, but when you are this far down in the depth chart, you got to be able to take some shots. He went 5 for 6 for 30 yards, so just not a ton of chances it looked like he took. Yes, he completed a high percentage of his passes, but you got to be able to take more shots, especially when you've got a couple of quarterbacks above you that made some plays as well. Overall, though, the Steelers came out with a win. The defense kind of came through at the end there and made some plays, and I was ecstatic about it because they're one of the best teams in the NFL. So not a ton of losers for the Steelers who came out with the win here, but let us know what you guys think, and not at least a ton from I saw. I was very impressed in terms of how the offensive line played. I thought that was very important as well, especially as they move forward and try to make sure they protect Big Ben. On the Eagles side of the football, I liked what I saw from Jalen Hurts, but to me, the biggest player that really stood out to me was Joe Flacco. You are in a position where he is a seasoned veteran, but at the end of the day, coming out there and going 10 of 17 for 178 yards and a touchdown, that was very respectable. Jalen Hurts also went 3 of 7 for 54 yards. I liked what I saw. I don't think there's any red flags with me and Jalen Hurts right now. Again, we're going to have to see what happens moving forward, but I like what I saw. I definitely like what I saw, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun moving forward. It's going to be something to watch. Jalen Hurts, it's always going to be the Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz, debate. I've heard so many Eagles fans just tell me that, some of them loved Hurts, some of them loved Carson Wentz, but at the end of the day, I think he played well enough, and we're just going to have to see how the rest of this continues to play out. So anyway, let's kind of talk about the running game. I was not impressed, and we'll get into that in a second. But Quiz Watkins, I believe off the top of my head, that was Joe Flacco who threw that screen pass. And by the way, Watkins in my mind, I believe it's Quiz. I hope it's Quiz. But Watkins in my mind made a heck of a play, turning a big. That's what they need. That's what the Steelers need. A reliable number 3 guy that can has some speed that can turn it into a big play. And he did that for a 79-yard touchdown. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic play. But at the end of the day, it's going to be interesting to see, how this kind of plays out. But I do think. That you got to love what you see from Watkins, from a guy that is trying to make his impact, and he did. He absolutely did. Also also got free for a long catch, but also wasn't able to complete on that. I believe it was Hurts that actually made that throw, but it happens. Maybe it was Flacco. I don't remember off the top of my head, but already making plays, and that's what you love to see. Dallas Goddard also caught a pass. I thought he's a big winner. I think if Dallas Goddard can stay healthy and the Eagles give him a chance, I think he can definitely make a push there and be, in my mind, one of the better tight ends in the entire NFL. But that's just something we'll have to see as we move forward. For me, also, Elijah Riley got a pick, but to me, I felt like the Eagles need to get more pressure, and of course I'm talking about guys like Derek Barnett. I know it's really not that pressing right now, but I think guys like Derek Barnett need to be able to get in there more. Overall, though, the defense, in my mind, there were some bright spots and there were some bad. Marcus Epps had 7 tackles, as well as Blake Countess, also had 7 tackles total on the night. So you just want to make sure that, as we're looking through here, especially if you were on this roster, if you were making a push for this, you want to be making plays, because this is it. This is the time of the year where where it matters most. Also, Eric Wilson out there for a former Viking, got a couple tackles. Good to see him out there. Wish him nothing but the best. Anthony Harris, I'm actually really interested to see how he plays out. Jake Elliott, though, 3 for 3, man. I mean, he looked dynamite. He absolutely looked dynamite. And I think it's weird because I'm a Vikings fan. I don't know what solid kicking looks like. It's been a while. So overall, I'm excited to see what kind of comes down between both of these teams. The Steelers are clearly going to be one of the best teams in the NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles are on the way up. Especially after winning the Super Bowl a couple of years ago. But overall, as football, let's get back to the zeros here for the Eagles. I had felt like they needed to run the ball a little bit better. You got guys like Kenneth Gainwell and Jason Huntley, and I fully expect them to be able to run the ball a little bit better than they were able to. So that'll be a major question for me moving forward. And I'll be keeping an eye on that as well. So they got to be able to run the ball better. And overall, you got guys guys that seemed like had a tough time catching the football, a lot of drops, or at least a lot of missed passes. Excuse me, I should say, maybe not drops, but you really want to make sure that, and a lot of that is is Joe Flacco too, which I understand. I almost called him Falco, like Shane Falco from. I can't. Oh my head. The Replacements. Yeah, it's a great movie. You guys should watch it. But overall, you really have to. This is just. It's great to be back. It's so great for football to be back. We've been waiting for this the entire offseason. I'm just pumped. I'm absolutely pumped. The Vikings play tomorrow. You bet your mind that I will be watching, or at least having a reaction and shouting, probably lots of shouting on how everything goes down, and watching a lot of the things that how it happened. So, but let us know what you guys think about how everything kind of made it out from last night's game against the Eagles and the Steelers. Let us know what you think about our Heroes and Zeros segment. What you guys like, don't like about it, how we can make it better. Make sure you guys also like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support we've gotten, and we love every single one of you. Finally, check out our website at thesportsbpodcast.com. And if you have anything you would like us to cover, make sure you send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com. But with that, go out, have a great night, and take it easy.